Hello, and welcome and thank you for tuning in. I am Denise Murray, the CEO of Unique Business Experience LLC. I am an accountant, business consultant, and also a travel business owner. I help individuals and entrepreneurs get their finances organized, structured, and prepared, especially when it comes to tax season. So, this video is actually a replay of a free live workshop that I hosted about getting ready for tax season 2025. And I got to be real transparent with y'all because what happened was I did the whole training and literally forgot to hit record when the video started. So that is why I am on here now giving y'all some of this information because it was not recorded when I originally started this off. So I'm going to go ahead and get this going for y'all so y'all can get the beginning of this information because it didn't start recording until halfway in. So I'm going to go ahead and share with y'all some of the things that I was talking about. So just to move on, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with y'all. And here we go. And so basically, like I said, it was about getting ready for tax season. It was a free live workshop that I held. And basically what I wanted to talk to everybody about is what you do before you file and what matters. So basically about saving that money, about getting those deductions. So what I'm going to do is actually share another screen because I really want y'all to see this about these deductions because sometimes some people just don't know what they can deduct. So let me share this with you. Okay, here we go. So these are some deductions that you can use when it comes to your business. You have your salaries and wages for your employees. That's a given for as a business owner. Now you have your contractors, those people that you're giving those 1099 NECs to. It used to be the miscellaneous, but now it's the NEC. Then you have your repairs and maintenance. So if you had to fix some things, get things done, yard, all those type of things, those are things that was repairs and maintenance. You have your bad debts, your rent, taxes and licenses, interest, advertising, and meals and entertainment, insurance, premiums, health insurance, payroll, taxes, state income tax. So as you can see, the list can go on and on and on. Legal and professional license and so much. And so then you also have your vehicle expenses. Now these vehicle expenses can be like if you're writing off your vehicle, which is the year, make, and model of your vehicle. You have your miles, you have your parking, gas, and such and such. Then you also have your travel expenses with a lot of people who actually are in the travel industry. They writing off those things as far as their hotel stays. They're writing off, their flights. They even writing off the fact that they had to check their bag and had to pay for that bag to be checked. All the taxi, like if you're, I know I don't do taxis anymore, but I would say like Uber and Lyfts, even if you had to catch the bus or the train or whatever, those are things all that you can be writing off. So this is a list of different things that you can write off as a business owner. This is like a basic list right here. There is some more into details depending on what industry you're in. Like say for instance, you're into trucking, you may have to have log books. You may be a hairstylist. You may have to get supplies for the hair, curlers, all different types of things. And not only that, but these is, like I said, basic expenses. So you can just take a shot of this so you can see them. These are these basic expenses. However, there are others. And there's also depreciable items that you can write off as well when it comes to, say you purchased a new computer, say you purchased the desk, say you purchased the cabinet, say you bought a phone. We all are using these phones that cost so much money. So these different things that you're spending your money on within your business, you want to make sure that you're keeping track of this information so you can be able to use these expenses when it comes to getting ready for your taxes. And this is something that you want to prepare for before you are getting ready to file your taxes so you don't miss out on the deductions. So make sure that you're putting this together beforehand. And I'm going to actually be giving y'all a breakdown on how you can do that quickly, because I know some people get so nervous when it gets time for tax season. They're like, oh my God, I got to put all this stuff together. But trust me, stay watching, because I'm about to show y'all something that's going to blow y'all mind. So again, keep those things in mind when you're getting ready to get those taxes prepared. Make sure that you are getting those expenses and things together so you're not getting surprised when it comes to, oh my God, all this money. Now, this workshop is for you if you're a W-2 employee. It's not just about being a contractor or a business owner, a side hustler or whatever. It's also for W-2 employees, because there are different deductions and things that you may have as well. So you may want I just wanted y'all to see that screen. But as a real business owner, you know that there are going to be days and times where you're not going to have all that money. There's going to be times when you may not make anything. You may just be robbing Peter to pay Paul, but this is your dream. This is your baby. This is something that you're committed to. So you want to make sure that you stay committed to your dream so it can fall right in place to where you want it to be in the long run. So don't get discouraged. Please don't get discouraged. Know that you are going to be able to succeed as long as you stay consistent with what you're doing. So now, again, I was letting you know this is not just for the business owners, but again, a lot of this information is for business owners and people who are side hustlers, who have 1090, who may be a 1099 contractor. Because hey, you may work for a company, you may not necessarily be considered as an actual business owner, because your company that you're receiving a 1099 from, they actually may be giving you a 1099, and they may possibly be doing everything for you, or you may still have expenses, but you're not set up as a business. You're just getting paid as a contractor, and you're not actually a business. So you're using your name and your social security number on this 1099. That again, I would, if this is what you're doing, my recommendation is go ahead and set up something if that is something that you're going to be doing long term. Don't continue just using your name and your social security number if you are considered a contractor. Go ahead and just set up a business, set up a LLC, and get your business going, so then you can, and then if you have expenses, go ahead and be able to collect it on those expenses as well that you're doing, whether it's vehicle expenses, whether you had to get tools because it's things that you're doing. Make sure you have these things in place. Don't just put all this money out there and you not taking account of the money that you're putting out your pocket for your work. You want to get credit for all of that. You want to make sure that you're thinking like these billionaires. You thinking like they're Trump, like how he makes sure he said, what do you call the people? They fools. They sitting here paying all this money, right? Because we trying to get y'all on task. We trying to let you know what you can and cannot do. Also, you want to make sure you know your filing status. You are not the, let me say this again. You are not the head of the household if you don't have any children that you're claiming for in your household, and you're not paying over 50% of what they are needing to do to survive. You see what I'm saying? Some people get caught up in that. They thinking that, oh, I'm the only person in my house, and then they put on their head of household when you're an employee. And so now you're getting credit for not for being a head of household, but then at the end of the year when you're filing your taxes, it turned out that you're single. And so then you end up owing money because you put the wrong filing status on there. So make sure that you're putting the right filing status on there. If you are married, you're married filing joint. I always tell people that is the best filing status to use is that married filing joint file status. Don't do married filing separate because it really hurts you. You lose out on those different credits. If you know the partner or whoever is going to be like owing a slew of money and different things like that, then you can do an inter-spouse form so that they don't get, caught up in what you owe and they can still get their funds by having that inter-spouse form done. However, when you do that inter-spouse form, that is a form that you're going to have to file every year when you're doing your taxes. So do that instead of doing the married filing separate because that really does hurt you. And of course, if you're single, you're going to file single. And then, of course, if you're a widow, then you would put in that filing status as well. But just make sure whatever filing status you are, that you're putting in the right filing status, so you're not caught up in the long run. Also, when it comes to these credits, when it comes to your adjusted gross income. Now, a lot of times when people are getting their taxes done, they're like, oh, they think because they may have children under 17 that they're just going to get the slew of money at the end of the year. Like, because some years you were getting 100% of that child tax credit. And so a lot of people was thinking like, oh, okay, well, I have my kids, so I'm going to just go ahead, file exempt. I'll just pay these people at the end of the year, blah, 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 you know. And I always like to tell everyone, you don't get the full 100% of that child tax credit. So I want y'all to understand that too, because you're not getting that full amount. You're only the child tax credit maximum is $2,200 for a child tax credit for 2025. So that is the max. Now, if you have, say, another qualifying child that is, then you can possibly get another 1,700 for a child that is not technically like your, if they're a qualifying child, but they're not physically like your kid per se, then you can possibly get up to 1,700 for that. However, again, it still goes off of your income. It goes off of their age. If they're under 17 by the end of the year. So like right now it's December the 23rd. So let's just say their birthday just happened to be December 28th or December 30th. And let's just say they're 17. They turn in 17 on that day. Then yes, you still is going to get that full credit for that person because that person is 17. Now, however, let's just say they turned 18. Guess what? You no longer are going to get that full child tax credit for them because they turned 18 at the end of the year. So keep that in mind when it comes to the child tax credit, when it comes to the children, and also knowing about your income limits when it comes to different income and things as well. Now, some people have where they say they just don't do no taxes. They be like, I ain't did no taxes. I ain't doing this. They gonna come after me. They this is that and the other. I want you to understand that not filing your taxes at all can hurt you more than anything because you get a non-filing fee on top of the penalties. So you can end up owing thousands of dollars by not filing your taxes. So you want to make sure that you are going ahead and making sure that your taxes are filed. And then again, like I said, get your paperwork together. Make sure you're not missing out on those deductions because sometimes people don't do them because they know they're going to owe. But one of the things you don't ever want to do is fall in that trap of what a lot of people do, and that's the exempt trap. Oh, I'm going to go exempt for 6 months and then I'll not go exempt for the other 6. And then you forget. And then guess what? You owe a bunch of money. The exempt thing, you're not supposed to be going exempt, technically. Why? Because that is more for a nonprofit. So like a church or different things like that, you're really not supposed to be going exempt on paying your taxes, because all you're doing is, let's just say you went exempt on your taxes now. You go exempt, but at the end of the year, you're not paying them right now, but you owe them at the end of the year. And so is either they take those little payments from you throughout the year, or you're going to have to pay that big lump sum at the end of the year. And then if you don't have the money at the end of the year, now you adding on even more money, because now you're making a monthly payment. So if you're making a monthly payment to the IRS every single month, why not just pay your taxes? I'm just saying. So that just is one of the other things that I wanted to discuss with you, because you don't want to keep getting into that trap. You know what I mean? And like I said on here, mistakes you can see every year, waiting until the last minute, having poor, management of your not knowing what you want to deduct, or not having your stuff together, showing the wrong filing statuses and things. Just make sure you keep these things intact. Now, the key things that impact your taxes are those deductions, credits, and filing statuses. Understanding these puts you in control. So that's why I talked to y'all, wanted to show y'all about those deductions, because I want y'all to see different things that you can write off. Understand the different things that you can be able to write off on your taxes, and not have to feel like, oh, can I do this or can I not do this? Like, no, these are things that you literally can do without it being a problem. And I want y'all to know, if you have any questions to those type of things, make sure you consult with your tax preparer, because you don't want to lose out on deductions all because you don't know. You understand? So make sure that you are getting that information, knowing what you can write off, what you can't write off, and stay away from writing off everything. This is another thing I like to talk to people about, because one of the other things that people come in tact with is when it comes to them trying to purchase a home, get a new car, or even have or even get an auto loan or a personal loan. So when it comes to those types of things, depending on what type of loan you're getting, you may have to show the last 2 years of your taxes, or you may have to show the last 3 years of your taxes. Now, if it comes to where you're having to show, let's just say, the last 3 years of your taxes, and let's just say you're a business owner, and as a business owner, you're like, oh, I'm going to go ahead and I'm writing this off. I paid this, I paid this. And now you have a slew of things that you wrote off, right? Now you wrote all of this stuff off. You don't owe the IRS, but guess what? Now, what you're trying to do when it comes to purchasing, getting a loan, or doing whatever, now they're like, okay, you don't have no money, because now your adjusted gross income then went. Let's just say, I'm gonna just estimate. Let's just say you were at, say, $80,000, right, or 70,000, 50, whatever. But now, because you wrote off all those expenses and all those things that you wanted to write off in your business, now you're down to showing that you may have only made $11,000 or $12,000 for the year. And so they're looking at that and comparing that to your debt to income ratio. And they're like, okay, we can't approve you because we don't feel as though you have enough money to be able to get this. So then you end up losing out on being able to purchase that home, or losing out on being able to purchase a new car, or even not being able to get approved for a personal loan. So be very careful when it comes to writing off so much. So that is why I want to talk to you also about doing a payroll for yourself and being an S corporation, because some people don't understand that taxes is, when you're an LLC as a business owner, being an LLC doesn't do anything for your taxes. All LLC really does is just keep you from separate from your business. So if your business is XYZ, whatever, you're now separated from that. So it's keeping you, so you're not going to get in trouble. They can't come after you personally and make you liable for things that you might have. We're not going to say this going to happen, but that you could possibly get sued for anything. They can't come after you personally. They're coming after the business. So that is why people a lot of time get that LLC so it can cover themselves. As far as your taxes, let's just say you're just all you did was go to the Secretary of State and you put an LLC together, and that's all you did. So guess what? You're now doing your taxes, your business on your personal taxes, but all you're doing is putting it on the Schedule C. So when you're doing that, you're now paying 3 times the tax because now you're having to pay a self-employment tax. So what I tell people is don't rush and do this, because I'm saying what you're doing is okay when you're starting off business, but once you get to $40,000 or more in your business, my recommendation for you as a small business owner is to become an S-Corp. Go ahead and register your business as an S-Corp. And guess what? It's so simple. All you would have to do is fill out a form 2553. You fill that form out, send that in, make sure it's a wet signature because the IRS will return it back to you if it's not. So make sure you fill out that 2553 and send that off to the IRS. And guess what? Voila, you are now an S corporation. The IRS is recognizing your business as that. However, when you become an S corporation, there are things that are required when you become an S corporation. The first thing is you do have to do a payroll for yourself. Now, you do not have to do a live payroll, everybody. No, you can do it after the fact payroll, meaning let's just say you're like, okay, I'm just going to say in my business, I'm going to say I made $3,000 every 3 months in my business. I'm going to go ahead and do a payroll every quarter, and I'm going to put down and I'm paid myself $3,000 per quarter. And guess what? I'm paying the taxes on the 3,000. I'm not physically paying myself 3,000, but you're paying the taxes. So now you're paying the IRS, you're paying the Department of Labor, you're paying the Department of Revenue for that amount off of that $3,000 amount. But the good thing is, not only are you doing that, you're paying your taxes, but you're continuously paying into Social Security and Medicaid. So when it comes time for you to get Social Security and Medicaid, you're still paying into it. And that's sometimes where people miss out. Excuse me, because they forget to continue to pay themselves. And that is one of the things that a lot of people do when it comes to business. They just have their business, they run it, they're not paying themselves. Then when it comes time for them to get Social Security, guess what? They looking and they only seeing zeros. They going to SSA.gov and it's a 00000. When you get in Social Security, guess what? They're going to go off of the last 10 years, off of what you put in here for the last 10 years. So if you have all zeros for the last 10 years because you're doing your business, then guess what? You don't have really no money. So now you're sitting here like, oh God, I can't even get Social Security. Or if I do get Social Security, there's hardly nothing in there for me to get. So now I have to continue working hard. And you want to slow down at a certain age. So be very mindful of that when it comes to having that Social Security and Medicaid being paid and doing that payroll for yourself. Okay. And also when it comes to that being a S corporation, not only do you have to have that payroll, but also being corporate, your taxes are due prior. So when your personal taxes are due April the 15th, corporate taxes are due March the 15th. So your taxes are due earlier. Now, if you're an S corporation or if you have a partnership and you're doing a 1065, that income and that information floats into your personal return. So you pretty much, it'd be best, me personally would say, to get those taxes done at the same time. Don't try to separate them. Just get them done at the same time since it floats in and you have everything done all at one time. So just know if you are going that route, taxes are due March the 15th and personal is due April 15th. So don't miss out on those deadlines when it comes to that. Now, if you are a C corporation, which most people, small business owners really don't do C corporation unless they're dealing with like investors and things like that for their business, then they may, and they're, making big money in their business and they have, that's when you'll probably go C corp. But that one you don't have to necessarily be, it's not going to float in, it's just going to be a separate return. So that would be a whole separate thing for you. And again, like I said, you can always talk to your tax preparer before you do any of this. Make sure you consult with someone before you make any decisions. I just want y'all to understand the differences in that. Now, getting organized. Now, this is where I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you how you can go about getting your profit and loss set up from your bank statements. And I am going to go ahead and share my screen. Okay, hold on 1 second. It's giving me some issues. We're gonna get this together. We're gonna get it together. Okay. Okay, so I put this together just because I kind of wanted y'all to just kind of see what type of things you can do. Now, as you see at the bottom, this is a chase. This is just an example of how stuff come in when you pull transactions from your actual bank. So what you would do is you would go to your bank account, and what you would do is go to transactions. You would put in January 1st and whatever the year ending is, and then you will put into December 31st and whatever the year ending is. So like in this year, let's just say you're doing it for this year, you'll put January 1st, 2025 to December 31st, 2025, and you will put that in. It will pull up all your transactions. Of course, you're not going to see all that here because I just pulled a few transactions just so y'all can kind of get an idea of what to do. I just wanted you to see how it looks when it pulls over. And this one is an example of Chase. This one here is an example of how it pulls over if you're a Navy Federal Credit Union. This is an example of how it pulls over when you're with Truist. This is an example of how it pulls over if you're with Bank of America. So I just wanted to show y'all all the different types of how it looks when it comes over. Now, if you are, and I'm just going to use Chase right now as an example. So let's just say you're getting ready to get your taxes prepared. And you're like, okay, let me get with my tax preparer and let me go ahead and I have to get these things together. I did not keep receipts and things together. So what I always tell people to do is go ahead, pull those transactions, put them in a spreadsheet. Now, do not, this is my suggestion, and you can do what you want. However, I'm saying do not do it over top of what you pulled in, just in case you make a mistake. So what you do is, you see what I'm doing here? I'm at the bottom where it says Chase. Hit right click on there. When you right click on that, it's going to pull up a box, which for some reason it doesn't allow me to show y'all the full screen because y'all can't see the box that's pulling up. So let me see. Hold on 1 second because I want y'all to see this. Hold on. Let me see if I can do full screen so you can see the box. Let me see. Share screen because I want you to see all of this. Let me see if this works. Okay, yep, it worked. Hey. Okay, so what I want you to see is that I wrote right click on the Chase, right? So when you do that, you go to where it says move or copy. And then once you do move or copy, then it's going to bring up your list. Now, because I was showing y'all a couple, it's showing so many, but you will only have the one. So you just do click on where it say create a copy, then hit move to end, and then hit OK. And this will basically copy everything that you just had in there when it automatically downloaded. And then that will put in there. And then you can just rename it if you want, or you can just have the 2 behind it. We can just say taxes. We're just going to say this is the one we're going to use for the taxes, right? And so now what you're going to do is look at what you have on the top, is look at the columns and see what you don't need. So right here where it has the details, you go at the top of this column here, right click again, and just hit delete. You don't need that column. Right here where it says balances, you can actually right click on the top of that and you can delete that column. Right here where it says type, you can right click on that and delete that column. And so those are columns that you really just don't really need. Now, This column here with the checks, of course, you're going to want to know what checks is what, because you want to be able to figure out who you paid if you did pay somebody. Now, me, I'm like to have the checks before, the check numbers before what it actually is. So what I would do is I would click on the top of this on B where the descriptions are, and I would right click on here and hit insert. So that brings me another column in front of there. Now I will go and click on the top of E, right click, and then I would just say cut, and then go on the top of B and left click, right click, and then just hit paste. So now that brought that column over here into this side of it. So now I have the checks right after the date, and then I have the descriptions and the amount. Now, after the amount, you can then go in here and you can just say, you can say expense if you just want to name an expense. And then once you do that, you now can go here, highlight all of these columns here, go across and highlight them. And then once you highlight them, go to up at the top where it says data, and then go here where it says filter and click filter. Now you can go to here where it says description, hit the drop down, and then say A to Z. So you can put them in order, in alphabetical order. Now, if you have checks, of course, the checks is all going to just be the numbers. Now you can open this up so you can see everything that's on the column that's here, because there's going to be a lot of stuff sometimes that is written inside of here. But of course, you don't need to have all of this. But you see, the main thing is that it says the American Express. So what you can do is take and delete all of that, right? Go in, delete everything else in there. And because we pretty much see that all of these are the same, all you do is click in that. You're going to left click at the corner of this box and drag it down. And that changes all of them. So now I just showed you how to change those things so you have them all together. So you can follow this again, the same thing with this. You see that this is a deposit. You don't need the ID number, so you can go inside of here, delete that, and then again, you're going to left click at the end of this box, drag it down, and voila, deposit. So now you just have all the deposits there. You don't have all these extra names that's added in. Here, you see it got a phone number. You can go in here, just delete that out. You don't have a whole bunch of these, so just go to the name, delete all the additional stuff that's in there, and just leave the name. And then here where it has the online payment to, and you see that this is going to, it says ALA. So if you want, you can leave all of that in there and just take out what's behind it. Or you can just actually take everything that's in there, delete it out, and just leave the ALA. So it's really up to you off of how you want to do that when it comes to those. You see here, all of this information in here, and this is just for AT&T. So you can take everything, just go in there, delete everything out of there, and just leave AT&T in there. Same thing with this. This is Capital One. Take everything out of there. Just back it, delete. And now you just have that one, Capital One. Now this one here is Capital One, but this is an auto. So you're going to leave everything and just leave just that Capital One auto. And see, one is a credit card and one is the auto. Now this one here, you see it says GM Financial. So you can go there, delete everything else in there, and just leave the GM Financial. Now you see how it opened up these columns, and now it don't have as much in here. And then up at the top, we left that off, delete everything but the ATM withdrawal, and boom. So now you can go ahead, left click on the top on this column if you didn't know, and just drag it over so you can move it so it don't have to be so far away. So now this stuff is a little bit more visible. Now these checks here, you have to make sure you go through these checks to see who these checks are for. So let's just say you have your check numbers here, so you don't need them in both spots. So you can just say, let's just say this was Tom who does the grass. Let's just say that's Tom who does the grass. So you can say Tom in here, and because he's grass, then you can say This one is going to be like repairs and maintenance. Now, if he just came just to fix it that day, or if this is say Tom is somebody that you pay as a contractor because he does work for you. So then you would go here and just put the word contractor. And that's this, we just want to use as Tom as the contractor for right now. And so we're going to say Tom is the contractor. And this is how we paid him we paid him $550. This check here that we gave is $150. We're going to say this is Keisha. And what did Keisha do? Keisha did some professional duty. She was somebody who got some paperwork together for us. So we're going to say professional here. So these is going to be the professional fees that she provided for gave us. So that's going to be professional for the expense. Here go Tom again. We had to pay him for more work that he did. So then we just going to go ahead and that's another contractor amount. Then this person here that we paid $11.50 to, we're going to say, just to give it some time, we're going to basically just say all of these is this Tom. We're going to say Tom is here. We're going to say Tom is here. And we just going to drag this down like we did before. We just going to say all these is Tom, right? And then we just going to go here and just put in all the times. We just going to say contractor. And again, like I showed y'all before, you can just do the drag down so you don't have to be spending a lot of time on it. Now, here, because this is a small amount, let's just say this was, say, a phone bill. So we just going to put phone here because this was for the pay. Let's just say this was T-Mobile. So we're just going to put T-Mobile there, and then that's the phone. So we got the checks out, and here goes another check. And because of the amount, let's just say this one here, we had to contact somebody to fix something in the place. So we go and name this Jim, and we're going to say, Jim, we had to pay for repairs. So we're going to put repairs here, repair and maintenance. This here is deposit. So we're going to say that those deposits was income. Those was revenue. So you can say revenue or income, however you want to put it, you just put that there. Revenue, income, sales, whatever you want to say, you put that there. Then you go with you can say professional fees if you don't know what this company is or whatever for us. Let's just say that this was rent, and then this was to your credit card payment, and the credit card payment that you were paying all this stuff for, this was for purchases. So these payments that you were using for this American Express, they was for purchases for your business, and you just paying those amounts back and using on your card. You see this one here is AT&T. So you're just going to say, okay, phone again. And then you have your Capital One. You can say purchases again, because that might have been that. Here is going to be an auto expense, because you see that is for your vehicle. That's probably a payment. GM, this is going to be for a loan. And then this up here, let's just say this was happened to be, you had to take this money out because you had to pay utility. We just going to, let's just say, we just going to make this up. So now that you have all of this in here, now you can actually take this column. You're going to left click up here. And now you can see, you're going to go ahead, click on this column, and you left click on here. You see you can put these in A to Z. So now you have them all in order from contract to professional. So everything now is in alphabetical order, right? So now I want you to go ahead and at the E, go ahead, left click, and just drag on over all the way over. And then what you're going to do at the top, you still remember, we're still on data. You're going to go all the way over here where it says group, and you're going to click on group. So we can group this stuff together, right? And then after you click group and it groups it together, you're going to click on subtotal. Now, once you click on subtotal, at each change where it says at each change in, we want to go on each change of expense, because we want to know what these amounts is going to be total, so we can give this to our tax preparer for our taxes. Which function we want to use? We want to use the sum, because we want to make sure this is added up and give the totals, and let's give this to our tax preparer. And then you want to add the subtotal, and you can say, you know what, let's just go ahead and add it in the amount column. Let's add the subtotal in the amount column. and then just go ahead and click OK. Now you see what it did? So now it took all these figures and grouped them up and gave you a total. So now when you go over here where you see the 1, 2, 3, click on the 2 so it can summarize it. 2. And guess what? Voila. So now this is what you can go and give to your tax preparer, and they can be like, okay, so here it is, and this is what you're doing for this is your income and expenses. So now you have here, this was your revenue. You have the 27,500, and all of the other income is your expenses. So now this is all you need to give them when it comes time for them to get your taxes prepared. This is all you needed to do. So if you don't have the money to get a bookkeeper or an accountant to do this for you on a monthly basis, and you don't have a whole lot of transactions, or either you just want to save money, this is a way that you can do it to be able to take care of this part and be able to get your taxes prepared. I hope that helped y'all, because I wanted to give y'all that tea, have to give y'all that tea. So now I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing with that. Everybody good?
I just wanted to add, I appreciate that Excel tutorial as well.
You are you welcome.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so now moving along. I want to now this part right here, because 8 o'clock, I don't want to keep y'all too long. This part right here that I want to share with y'all. This is something.
The screen is gone.
Oh, hold on. Somebody said something.
Yeah, are you still showing us something? I'm not seeing the screen.
Oh no, I took it off. I took it off. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I took it off. I'm about to share a screen now. Can y'all see it now? Y'all see it?
Yes, it came back. Yep.
I want all of y'all
Yes,
to
we see it.
take a picture of this right now. I want y'all to take a picture. Take a picture. Why I'm telling y'all to take a picture, and I'm gonna tell y'all a story. And this is a real life story. I'm about to get personal with y'all. My child is in college right now. Right now, Trump has took away, if your child is in these black schools, these HBCUs, he took away the funding from these schools. So with my child being in school, I literally had to come out of pocket a lot, and I did not always have the money. So I maxed out my credit cards like crazy trying to keep my child's school paid. So what did that do? Messed up my credit. I literally went down to a 597 in my credit. 597. I put this prompt in that y'all looking at right now, and I followed what they said in ChatGPT. I put this in ChatGPT, and I took pictures of my credit report. Like you go on Credit Karma, and you know how they list all your different creditors that's on there. I put this in there, and I actually took a picture of each one of the creditors and what it said on each one of them in ChatGPT. And it gave me a full plan, how much to pay and when to pay it and everything off of this right here. My credit score literally in 30 days went from a 597 to a 767 off of me putting this in. Right now, my credit score is a 767. And 30 days ago, I was at a 597, and I lied to y'all not. I put that on God. I was out of a car as well. I have not had a car since May. I just went and purchased a car yesterday with a 767 credit score. I was able to go into the bank, grab a check, and buy my car right then and there without having to worry about nothing else. Didn't need no financing at the bank, at the car place, and then because I was able to just walk in the bank, get a check, and go and get a car. So I'm telling y'all, this right here, this is just a bonus. I wanted y'all to get this because if anybody trying to fix their credit going into the new year, if your credit score went down, if you're really trying to purchase a home or purchase a car or anything that you're trying to do, get some credit cards, whatever you're trying to do, use this. And I'm telling y'all, follow the steps that it tell you. It even tell you as deep as, like, some of your cards, go on your, make sure you reach out to your credit cards though. Make sure you find out, look on your credit cards and see the date that, not the day that your payments are due, but the date that they actually are reporting to the credit bureaus. Always make sure that your payments are in before that day when they tell you to put that in. But they're going to tell you that too. When you put this in, it's going to say this one is due, like they report on to say the 14th. So you need to make sure that you do this by the 13th.
This one going to get you at 30% utilization. This is going to get you at 34% utilization. Just follow what it says. And I'm telling y'all, you will have your stuff fixed, and you ain't got to be paying nobody no thousands of dollars to fix no credit. You can do this right. Put this in Chat GPT, take some pictures, and boom, you good. I just wanted to share that with y'all because I really just literally did this and was able to finally get a car because I had been out of one since May and it's been killing me. but I just wanted to show y'all that as a bonus on, on how you can be able to fix your stuff up if your stuff is messed up. You know what I mean? Now, this is something else that I wanted to give to y'all. If y'all can scan this QR code on here. This here is what I've been using. And if you are a business owner, and right now I just saved myself $400 a month by using this right here. This system, I was able to cancel my MailChimp because I no longer needed it because this system actually has it in there. I was able to cancel my ClickFunnels because this system have it in there so I can get my funnels done. I don't need to have even like they have ManyChat for you to send out messages. Like say I have a lot of people on Instagram, they be like, put the word score and I'll send you blah, blah, blah. And they'll automatically send you a message. I was even able to cancel that too because I had paid for that too. I was paying for MailChimp because I was getting text messaging and email sending out all through MailChimp. I was able to cancel that. All these different fees that there was, even with I had Buffer too. With Buffer, you only can use 3 accounts at a time for you to put out your post that you want to post for different accounts. And if you go over 3, then you have to pay more money. I was able to cancel that too if you have more than 3 accounts. Using this system here, you can get your emails, your text messages, your funnels, your ClickFunnels. You can even do a website. All of that through this one system. So if you scan this, you can be able to get into that system and be able to do everything in one system. This is, like I'm telling y'all, your automated messages, your text messages. You can make your own funnels. And he has a training every Wednesday at 2:00. If you have questions, if you stuck somewhere, you can get in and he will help you on that live call. You will go on your screen and he helps you live. So I'm telling y'all, if you are a business owner, this is a beast right here, because right now you need to be having a funnel for your business. That's just period. And with this will get you all of those things and even track it. So then you'll have the tracker in the system, and it not only track this, but it also can track if you have your website and stuff like that. It lets you know your messages, even all the messages that you get from people in your DMs and all that kind of stuff. It all comes through this thing here. Everything. Your websites, if you have a website, you can have that connected, your emails, phone numbers, everything can go. You can even send out text messages to everybody. You ain't got to worry about all the extra spamming and all that kind of stuff, because now it will be personalized to you. So even though you have that phone number, when you send out the message and stuff, it comes right to them. I don't know if anybody was at the boots on the ground thing that I did. I did that straight through this, how you was able to get those automated messages and all that kind of stuff. I didn't have to sit here doing all that because all that was done straight through here. So that's what I'm telling y'all. This is just a beast for y'all. So whoever need to have some management system that can have an all-in-one system that can do all of the stuff that you need, this right here will help you get your funnels, your text messages, your emails, even send out your posts that you want to put your post out. Time, like you can say what times you want your post. You can do everything in this one. It even have an AI, y'all. Say you want somebody to make phone calls for you. You can actually have the system make calls for your business, and you don't even have to make the phone calls. You can have AI in that system making the calls for you and answering, even have a bot. So if you want a robot thing, like how you have on a lot of websites, they'll have that little bot thing on there. You can even add that to your stuff so you can be able to have a bot to answer questions and stuff for you. This is an all-in-one system. I'm telling y'all, this is a beast for y'all. Somebody had a question or something?
Hey Denise, it's Brandy. I had a quick question. Hey, you said he does a live at 2. How can we get to that live?
Yeah, so once you go on here, you can get a once you click here, you should be able to go free for 14 days with the service, but you have to actually be in to be able to get on there live on those Wednesdays.
Okay,
So
gotcha.
you'll get the
Okay.
access. So this is like scan that and then go ahead and get the free, because if you don't want it, you can cancel, but just do the little free 14 days. And if you
Okay.
like it, but even during the free 14 days, you still can get access to the lives on Wednesday.
Okay, cool, cool, cool. Thank
hmm
you.
You're welcome. Anybody else have something? No?
I raised my hand.
Oh, I'm
Okay.
sorry. Go ahead.
I want to just ditto and piggyback on this, because I, like you say, having all these different things, you got a lot of different apps, a lot of different things going on. But I'm
hmm
blessed enough, to be connected with you as business partners. But when you turned me onto the LeadStacker, it was totally a game changer. So
hmm
I am a living witness. And I went out there and I checked out, looked at it for the 14 days. And the way that it's all encompassed, everything that's under that umbrella is fire. And right now, I missed training today though. But the situation to where we're shifting over, we have stores, but that we're porting other things that we had in our printable stores. It's all connected. So the store is under there. I'm getting ready to set up the new website, the landing pages. And we get a phone number too, don't we? I ain't got the
hmm
phone number yet. Well, I am so excited, and I know I'm behind on my homework, so I'm gonna get on it. But I am so excited, and the funnels, because that's what used to throw me out. Y'all know I'm a senior citizen over here, right? But thinking about funnels and doing all that extra used to just overwhelm me. But now that we have this, and like you say, Mike, he's such a great trainer, answers the questions, and I love that. I love the hand holding and the explanations if you have questions. So I just had to share that for anybody thinking about it. Okay.
Right. And I'm gonna actually show you. I logged in just so y'all can kind of see it for yourself. Let me know if y'all can see my screen because I just want y'all to see it. Can y'all
Yep.
see it?
See the
Okay.
dashboard. Yep.
Okay, cool. So right here where it says welcome to LeadStacker, once you get in here, is actually going to be the welcome videos that you can go to. And then where it has the conversations, this is going to be where anybody who send you messages through any kind of social media platform is going to all come up in here. Even I forgot to tell y'all, I was even able to cancel my I can cancel my Calendly because this also has a calendar. So you can actually schedule the appointments. People can schedule appointments and all of that stuff through here as well. And then of course, you have all your contacts. And then you can, even with my payments, like if you have Square and all that kind of stuff, you can actually add that into here and be able to do that. And not only that, let's just say you want to start a community. You can have your own, I don't know if everybody heard of school. You can have your own school set up in here as well. You can have your payments. If you want a store, you can have your store in here. Like I was talking about before with the AI agents in here. You can do your marketing in here. Like I said, you can put out your different posts and things. You can have your automations done in here, so it can do your all. Like a lot of times, like I've been doing way better than what I used to do when it comes to posting. Because honestly, y'all, I was like, hey, when it came to social media, I was not the one. But one thing that I love about this too, because I wasn't good with social media, is that he already has in here things that are already done. So if you're somebody who's scared to do your own funnels, don't be paying no people to do all that stuff, because guess what? If you click on funnel, there are templates in here that you can use the templates, y'all. Because I was sitting there like, I'm gonna do all this. Yo, you can actually go in here and use the template on whatever background you in, financial, health, travel, whatever. You can go right in here, use the template that's already here, and it's change the pictures and change the words, and that's it. You ain't even got to worry about doing a full build out. All right in there. Again, I was talking about the school thing. We're here. You can actually go in here and have a whole school community. Have people paying the same way they do in school instead of paying at $99 a month. That's all included in this. Then you even have your let me tell you how this right here. I'm sorry, I got hype right now. But let me tell you how this right here was a game changer. This media storage, because I don't know if any of y'all ever have where y'all post something and you know how you want to have a link for it, like you might use you want to make a link for say a picture or something like that you want to add to something like a bit.ly and all that, you want to shorten it. How about if you put the picture or whatever you have in here, how about it will come right in here and make it for you, get a link, and it automatically will turn it into a link so I can use it as a link, and I don't have to worry about going through all the extra. So like say for instance you do an ebook and you like, I want to make an ebook, and you uploaded your book after you finish it, you can click get link and it will have the link for you to promote your ebook right there. Just like that. I was so hyped with that. I'm sorry, I was extra hyped with that, but yeah. And then it also have your reporting. So all your stuff, like when you have your Google, like if you have your business online and stuff like that, it will go through and show you. Ooh, I clicked it off too fast. It will go in there and show you your Google reports and everything from people going onto your different websites and all that kind of stuff. So you would have your ads and everything that you would have, all of that stuff right all in this same thing. And guess what? It also has a mobile app. So you can put the app right on your phone. So yeah, I just wanted to show y'all that because this, like I said, this was a game changer for me because like I said, I'll be busy, especially when tax season come up, and I don't have time for a lot of this stuff. So me being able to use this, and like I said, you having access to something like this, being able to have a own store. If you somebody who has a store or whatever, you can go right in here and make your own store. You can click right here where it says store and make a store right from here. Just click new store, and it even has templates to make a store for you. If you somebody who need a website and you don't have a website yet, click on website. Guess what? You don't got to figure that out and pay nobody either. You can click right here, new website, already form set up for you. You ain't even got to figure it out. And like I said, these are so step by step. You just follow whatever your background is, pick one, and boom, there it is. That's for websites. This one here was for the store. You click on the store template. But if you somebody who want to build it yourself, of course you can do that. But they have these templates here where you can just go in and use it. So I'm telling y'all, this right here was a game changer for me. So like I said, it's up to y'all if y'all want to use it. But I just wanted to put that out there for y'all because I just thought this was a beast for me. And I was able to save money too. Like I said, I was spending so much money on all those different things that I was paying for that saved me some money with being able to use this one system for everything. And in here, is my business Oscars that's going to be coming up in February 21st. If you are interested in being a sponsor for this event, so you can have your name on a step and repeat, and you can also be promoted, be on the stage and speak and talk about your business, scan this, become a sponsor, or even if you just want to just attend, go ahead, scan this QR code here. I'm going to be posting this like crazy going forward for the next couple of weeks. It's going to be going out there a lot, but go ahead on there. If you know somebody who is a business owner and you want to just give them a shout out and you want them to be promoted or whatever, you can do it for them or promote their name and then say, talk about them or whatever for them to be up there. This is going to be a red carpet event, y'all. I have special guests that's going to be here. It's going to be really nice. So if you're interested, again, go ahead, scan that QR code. It's going to be February 21st, and it's going to be a really nice affair. It's going to be at Black Wall Street. So again, you can come out for that. So you can scan, and like I said, you can follow my page. I'll be, like I said, for next week, I'll be hitting this hard for that. But that's pretty much it. So basically, the last thing I wanted to show y'all is for people who are like me and not always wanting to do a whole bunch of typing, right? I want y'all to know that you do not need to be doing all that typing if you're trying to get some help. I want y'all to see how easy it is to get things done with your business. So I'm going to show y'all my phone. Now, I want y'all to see, you see on here where it has the little microphone on here on the chat GPT, you can use the microphone and you can talk. Hey, can you tell me how I can get my business set up for an event that I'm having? I want to sell some stuff. And you just, put that on there and it will transcribe what I put on there and it will type it in the words for me and tell me exactly what I need. Now, if I want to do a back and forth conversation, and this is something that you can do, even if, let's just say you got a podcast where you're talking and you want to get some back and forth conversation and you don't have a person, you can use the one that's in blue. Now I'm going to do that. Hold on. Hey, I'm sitting here, I'm talking to some business people. We having a good old chat and we just trying to figure out some things and how we can minimize some of our time with doing some things without having to be so hands-on. And I was telling them about the LeadStacker, and I just want you to tell them like how some things that they can do to just kind of help it out. Let me know. Talk to them.
Absolutely, y'all. All right, let's get real with it. You got it. So here's a straight talk for everyone sitting around with you. If y'all want to free up some hands-on time, tools like LeadStacker are a lifesaver. It's basically like having a absolutely, like having a super smart extra pair of hands that just keeps things flowing. And so for y'all sitting around talking business, one thing that LeadStacker can do is handle a lot of that lead management on autopilot. That means you can set it up to capture contacts, send follow-ups, and keep your pipeline warm without you having to constantly be on it. In other words, it's a great way to get back some of your time and let the system do the heavy lifting.
Thank you. And so then it also will put it in there as well. So it'll type out everything that he just said and what I just was saying in there as well. And that's what you can do on your chat GPT. In case you're somebody who are not wanting to sit there and do a whole bunch of typing and you like, look, I just want to get this and I just want to do this quick. Use that. And then boom, you get your stuff right then and there. The last thing I want to show y'all, and this is going to be my final thing, and then we're going to cut it out because I know y'all probably like, girl, y'all get you got me out here and it's almost 8:30. But this is my last thing I'm going to show y'all. And this one was a game changer for me. Because again, I told y'all, I am not the person who is always wanting to be online. Like right now, y'all got me looking like something. But I'm going to tell y'all, this wig will come off. I'll be dressed and I'll be in here looking real ghetto and ratchet. And so for me, being on camera all the time is not something that I am. So I am the type of person who loves this because I am not always looking like something. So I'll be utilizing these AI tools to be able to help me be able to do some things. So I'm going to show y'all something real quick because I just want y'all to see this too. And then y'all can use this yourselves. Like I said, these are just little extra tips that I wanted to do besides the tax stuff, because I know how, you know, as busy people, we don't always have time for everything. So I just wanted to give y'all some extra tips on some stuff when you're busy, because we be busy. We ain't got time for all this stuff. Can y'all see my screen? Okay, so I am going to go on Pinterest, right? And I just want y'all to see this. Now, let's just say, and I just was sharing this with my cousin the other day because she was talking about doing some fashion stuff. And so I was like, girl, you can do this fashion thing and you don't even have to. Did y'all see this outfit right here? I don't know if y'all watch my page, but y'all see this outfit right here? I ain't never buy this outfit at all. All I did was come on here and I used my snipping tool. You see that? Just like that. And I went just like this. Boom. Y'all see that? Copy. Boom. And I went right to Google Gemini. And guess what I did? I pasted it right there. Just like that. And then I uploaded a picture of myself. So when y'all seen that Thanksgiving post, it wasn't me. I just put this on here. And so I went ahead to my pictures, found a picture of me. And you just find any picture that you have with your whole self in it. And all you have to do, oop, where'd it go? What happened? There we go. There we go. So you see I have the two pictures here. So now once you find one picture of yourself, you see the outfit, all you have to do is say, take the person and pick two and put the clothes and pick one on pick two and keep face, body, and hair the same. Oh. And it goes. There I go. There I go. There I is. There I am. So there you go, y'all. So that's what I'm saying. You don't even have to worry about taking professional photos and all that. You can literally go to Pinterest, find your outfit, put it in there, change it, and put it on. And that is me. And boom, there go your post. So that's it for me, y'all, tonight. I know I done burnt y'all out with so much stuff today. Did y'all get some stuff out of this today, y'all? Did I help y'all a little bit?
Yes, thank
Absolutely.
you.
Yes.
All
I
right, y'all.
appreciate it.
You're welcome. So again, like I said, with the Excel thing, if you have to go to everybody's bank is different. So when you go into that bank thing, if you need help with that bank, just go ahead and contact me and I can actually walk you through. Because like I said, everybody's bank is different. But if you know if you can find your transactions and find the dates, that's how you can get that P&L going easy for when y'all get ready for doing y'all taxes. So that honestly is it for me, y'all, tonight. I'm happy that y'all was able to get some stuff out of this today. And again, like I said, tomorrow we will have my final live for the year. Me and Miss Day all day. And we will be, and I'm actually, since I did start recording, I didn't get the very beginning on the recording. I apologize for that. What I may do is actually put some information and maybe put it together later on, because I honestly thought that I could have used my StreamYard. And I forgot, StreamYard is another good thing too for anybody
Yeah,
that doesn't.
how did I wasn't seeing this on here. Even when I was seeing you alone.
Yeah. Oh, hold on, let me put on mute. So even when you if you're doing any lives or anything, StreamYard is a good tool. And what I like about StreamYard, which I thought I could connect, but I wasn't as techie as I thought I was, trying to put this Zoom with the StreamYard tonight because it was saying my camera was already on Zoom, so I couldn't get it on the StreamYard. But what I like about StreamYard is I am a person like right now, I just wing this whole thing right now because I couldn't use the StreamYard. But you can actually have your full spiel in the StreamYard because it has this presentation on there, presentation mode, and you can really just basically talk straight from your StreamYard. So if anybody is doing lives and you want to stay on task and don't want to come off, and also, I don't know if y'all saw our Thanksgiving giveaway, how I used the wheel. I know before we used to be old school using the wheel of names and throwing all the names in there, but it also even have where you can actually do the giveaway straight from the StreamYard. And then you can use that for that as well. So if y'all want to check that out too, check out StreamYard if you're doing any kind of podcasting or lives and stuff like that, where you have people on, you can have your guests come in. And another thing I like about it is you can have your guests come in, and that's to say they have their own platforms. They can add their platforms in it too. So when I go live, I can put my platforms on, and Ms. Day All Day can put her platforms on. So then we have all of our people seeing what we're doing. So that's another thing that you can use too, as just another little last tip. But I'm happy that y'all all came on. I hope y'all all have a great holiday. I don't want to say Merry
Thank you so much.
Christmas and stuff, so I don't want to offend anybody. But I hope everybody have a great holiday. And I will talk to y'all to come on tomorrow. Tomorrow, 7 o'clock. We'll be live and we'll be giving away some gift cards and ebooks and all kinds of stuff. So I will see y'all if y'all come on tomorrow at 7, and y'all all have a fabulous night. And I will definitely
Thank you so much.
I will put this out on I will actually put this in the YouTube on my page. So whoever missed out on anything we talked about, you can actually go back and watch it on the YouTube. So I'll put that on my page. So if you follow me, you'll see the link in there to be able to watch it, especially for the Excel part. So you can like save in and, go through the steps step by step. All right. So y'all have a good one. Bye-bye.
Yeah. All right.